No, yes, no, OBS. Are you real? Do you exist? Have you decided that I am worth giving a heck to? Hooey. Okay. Have I done a stupid? Because I'm live. I've advertised myself. I can see me. But I don't know if they can see me. And if they can see me, can they hear me? And if they can see and hear me, do they care? If a tree falls in the forest, is it still a forest? Asking the important questions here. Honestly, after last week's kind of... I don't want to say shit show, but things didn't go brilliantly, what with the whole killing two birds mission, but hopefully this week will be a bit more forgiving. I hope, I pray, I clam, and other nouns that aren't. So, I am mentally in the zone. No one else appears to be, because no one pays me any attention in the known universe, but hey, no one beat any games by wallowing in self-pity, I suppose, so just need to get into the Discord channel thingus, allow you to hear the game, open the game, and get on the ball. So, where were we last time? Boss rush, to hell with that. Killing two birds, yeah, we ended up using the thingy thing. The thingy thing. That is so descriptive, Tess. The peas in the trees, because a certain someone in the chat bullied me into it. And I might end up using that for this as well, because this mission is AS, but let's not dwell on that. Let's give this a go. It's gonna be awful, I'm sure. Because I don't know how I know this, but I know that this mission, like, you have to not hurt any of the birds, and that includes the eggs that blow themselves up. I don't know how I'm meant to get around that, because all I have to do is not attack them. But then, what do I do about the ones that blow themselves up? What am I supposed to do, people? Pictured here, the millions of people who are watching it. Shut up, Tess. I have trembles of fear and concern. Oh hey, Archideld is here. Why is Archideld here? What do you want, sir?
That is all I can sell for now.
Why are you here? Why do I still... Wait, why is the sticker here? Okay, right, what's going to behove me? I mean, a part of me's thinking either no bonk or feather fall, although, I don't know. And mask-wise, well, hat-wise, I'm going to assume time stop. Oy. Not looking forward to this. Because, of course, my instinct is to attack those because it just makes sense to... Okay. But then there's that egg creature there, which, like, if I get too close to it, it's just gonna, like... I didn't do anything! That seems unfair. Like, I'm too busy planning my route. A bird sneaks up under my feet and dies, and I'm penalized for it. Well, whatever. That just says to me I need to be more decisive, and also not jump on top of things? Nope. Well, you see there's that thing over there. See, that egg just blew up. So does that mean that I fail? Because, like, I wasn't the one that killed it. So... I don't know, maybe that's a bonus mission, but, like, I'm not the one killing it, so... Wait. Have I been misunderstanding this mission the entire time? And it's not... It's not don't hurt them at all, it's... If they die, you take damage. Because, like, if that's the case, that makes this much more manageable. Also, what would be especially manageable is if I could see. But by the time I've said that, I'm now able to see. So never mind. Another egg! Oh, so those don't count? I've been worried all this time, and for what? Hedonism? Get fucked, me. No, thank you, any of you. Oh, I'm over here now. And I'm sucking substantially less than I thought I might because this mission isn't as anal pustule as I thought it was. That's just an unpleasant phrase. Now, that way I think is just a secret? But the compass badge is suggesting to me that there is something of value in that general vicinity, so sure, let's give it a look and then wish that I haven't. I'm over here now. Oh, there's friends. Well, I just realized there's no, like... Why is there a mafia here? I had nothing to do with it. I was standing on the fence. Once again, one of them climbed up under my feet. And then that caused me to be launched on top of another one. Like, this isn't me, like, making excuses for sucking. That's excuse me game. Okay, but it is reassuring at least. Is there just, like, some sort of mission for saving? Hello, hey, hello. Who goes here?
Hello!
Lozing but thumb. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very lonely because no one has turned up to watch this stream apart from you. I value you and thank you for existing.
Yay! Somebody's actually happy I exist!
I'm always happy you exist. You are a gift.
World.
I may even dare say you are a gift. Because you're animated and sometimes mispronounced. Where am I? Who's got a shirt? Hoon?
I do!
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations!
Dennis, what will be with you?
How many times have we referenced this in your videos? Damn!
80 bajillion. Birds! So the frustrating thing with this mission, as I've discovered several times over by now, is every time a bird dies, I take a fuck of damage. But sometimes the birds climb under my feet.
How does that work?
Like, sometimes I'm just somewhere, and like a bird will appear under my feet, and like, oh, nope, you killed a bird, therefore damage. And I'm like, no, I didn't do that. And the game's like, oh, bitch, yes, you did. And I thought the exploding egg things counted towards that, but apparently they don't. So, I did it.
Save!
Christmas. But, yeah, that was, not as hard as I thought it would be. So, in keeping with tradition, kicking off the stream with a mission that's not quite as hard as I feared it might be, and it's only going to get worse from here.
Yay, that's always like how life works.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. You know, you try to drink water, it drips down the left side of your face. That's not even my reference to make. Ooh, I can win shorts! So, our next missions are Wound Up Windmill. I've been looking forward to that one. Rift Collapse. And just straight up Snatcher coins. Sign me a house. I'm going to do those. Which I normally save for, like, post sort of stream cooldown times. But no, we're going to start strong. We're going to find... We're just going to find, really.
Not just a house, we will just find...
Yeah,
like, other things.
Speaking of finding a house, there is a house that may exist that I might live at, maybe, at some time. I don't know. Like, the point is, we're looking at houses, and there's a house that we've found that we might be able to live in, which is great because we've applied for several houses so far, and every single time they've been like, no, we give this house to someone else. And we're like, wow, fuck you.
But yes, do keep me updated on the house situation, because I've got to send you Christmas presents.
Yeah, but it's probably not going to be until the new year. And hey, to everyone for whom this conversation isn't relevant, but you're eavesdropping anyway, I will have more recording space when the time comes, probably. So my videos might improve again. They might also not, but, you know, the possibility is there.
Yay!
Meanwhile,
And I mean,
I'm climbing a village full of goats. How are you doing? But yes, go on. Say your words.
I am good. I am. Meanwhile, we're getting balls rolling to move to Canada in the somewhat far. Like, it's not going to be like immediate because of everything that's going on, but like, it is a long-term goal of mine and Philly G's to move out to Canada, and yes.
Never come back.
Well, to be fair, my sister is going to Japan with the hopes of not having to return.
I mean, have you seen this country? You can't be blamed. It's legally not feasible to blame you. Oh.
Yeah. So then I will be with Alex and Cassidy.
Hooray. You know, only
Yay.
the best company to be amongst. You will be among them.
Well, I mean, like, I won't be living in the same province as them because I think they're both in, like, Ontario and, like, where Philly G's mother lives is...
See, I thought Cassidy was further west than that, but yeah, you're going to move to P.
P! Well...
Learning geography.
Well, I mean, that's like the two-letter code to abbreviate Prince Edward Island. It's literally just P. P-E.
Oh, I thought it was P-E-I, but that's 3 letters.
Yeah, but that... Yeah. Yeah, I just go with P-E-I because it's just easier to...
And it's not P-E. Oh, I landed.
It's not physical education.
It's not physical education, it's P! Truly the moistest of the educational farts. What? I made that even worse.
I literally hated PE when I was at school.
That's reasonable. PE is just awful. You cannot defend it. If you try to defend it, I will stick a turkey on your bacon and then you'll be like, habara, 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 habara. Which is a threat.
Clearly.
I just want to climb this little stick of Blackpool rock.
Specifically Blackpool Rock.
Well, yeah, would you different?
I don't know. I mean, like...
Oh, I did it. I climbed. I clomb.
It's like how, with this country, like, if you're having fish and chips, it's only the best if it's from Whitby, and I'm just sort of like...
Bitch!
But, that's a bit too far away for me, so...
It's only a cappella Eurovision if it's Witloof Bay. You know, because, vocal group Cosmos didn't happen. Latvia 2006 is good, and now I'm standing in a ribbon. Gay baby jail? No gay baby jail. I can't even wall climb up a sock. What the fuck kind of municipality do you call this? Anyway, where the Tau Fledermaus am I going?
Luxembourg!
Close, I'm going on fire. Is Luxembourg on fire this time of year?
I hope not.
They have to change the flag to reflect the spiciness of their toothpaste.
Spicy toothpaste.
Tess said, not actually saying any words at all. Said Tess, becoming the physical embodiment of sweet cupcakes.
Everyone sang and danced and ate, except
for Tess. Tess just ate.
This heat is great. Oh, it's even hotter to the right.
What's that even a reference to?
Well, the singing, dancing, eating thing.
Yes.
Or sweet cup and cakes.
This way for the lava cake.
Whichever is easier to explain.
Richard Scarry and Homestar Runner, respectively.
Yay.
Huzzah, Hagrebus and Ho Jimble. Jimble the Ho. Happy Prostitution Day!
All I remember from Everybody Sang and Danced and Ate was basically you posting a picture of the breadstick monopoly.
I monopolized the breadsticks at your wedding.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. Well, no one else was gonna do that.
Because nobody else.
Yeah. Just
Everybody sang and danced and ate except for Tess. Tess was collecting breadsticks.
and doing hairography to Fuego.
Yes. Because I knew I wanted Eurovision music played at my wedding, but I thought, best have some tunes so that normal people would want to dance to it too. And I just thought, Fuego. And Sergei Lazarev, why not?
And shout out to that time we were at Eurovision the party and Euphoria came on, so I flipped my hair forwards and started crab dancing.
The things that Tess does at 2 in the morning in Sweden.
Yeah, in other countries I different, but when it's Sweden it's 2 a.m, you know, when you're here. Ah, I'm inside the column!
That was a great time. A great time was had by all.
We had a time. Also, just since we're needles and schleep, is anyone actually in the Twitch chat, or has literally nobody turned up to watch this stream? Like, they're that sick of me playing A Hat in Time because, no, we want Jackbox and Among Us, and like, but I want a hat. Like, either the chat is balked, or nobody loves me, everyone hates me, I might as well go and eat worms.
I don't hate you.
Thank you. You are the final toothpick holding up my self-esteem from absolute collapse.
And I'm sure Philly G appreciates your existence.
It's something.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd probably join with a "Hi, Tess"
And I'd
any
be like,
moment, but
Fungal Lord, the Lord of the Fungi, inventor of the mushroom strudel.
he doesn't like mushrooms though. That's the funny thing.
Well, I mean, I don't like cannibalism. What?
What? But from the sounds of things, I think he's doing things on the PlayStation. So,
I was gonna make like some sort of joke, but then I realized I didn't have a joke to make.
that's fair.
Ooh, I see a sign and it's opening up my eyes. That's as much of that song that I know, and we're dying. Wow.
The sky!
I mean, I kinda did.
But like, for real though, think about things. Do you honestly think it would be as popular and as viral as it is had Eurovision actually happened?
Hey, Billy. I don't think so. I think, for one, the BBC would not have used it in Strictly Come Dancing if Eurovision had happened. I think it would not have had anywhere near as much chart success over here as it did. I mean, it's already fizzled out as far as I'm aware, like, in terms of, like, mainstream chart success. And if it had the besmirching of Eurovision attached to it, then people would just be like, ew, weird foreign music. Whereas, you know, at least for a little while, people were like, oh, hey, it's funky foreign stuff, you know? Because this country's just fucked like that.
I know.
And I will say, the performance to Think About Things on Strictly, not that good, and the performance by the live band of the song wasn't that good.
When's the live band on Strictly ever done a good song ever, though?
I mean, sometimes they're not terrible.
I've not watched Strictly for a couple of years now, so...
This is my
I
first
don't
year
know.
paying any attention to it whatsoever, and I've been following it, and it's a thing that's been going on.
So you've stopped watching Family Fortunes?
No, I've been watching that as well.
Ooh! So did you see the episode with the proposal?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it says a lot about my family and me. Ah, my phone just existed at my foot. Like just really aggressive vibrations right into my foot. Yeah, it says a lot about my family that Gino's like, okay, I got a question for you, and then the guy's like, well, I've got a question I need to ask myself. Which, first of all, no, you're asking your fiance, and B. Anyway, my family's general response was, you could do that at any time. Shut up and answer Gino's question. Like, rather than being, oh, that's so happy and sweet, instead we're like, no, you're besmirching the format.
I found it adorable!
Well, I have crippling depression. No, but yeah, like, it's sweet, but like, I just find it funny that our like collective first response was, but Gino!
I found it adorable! And then Philly G was just sort of like, you know, if I hadn't proposed to you in the way that I did, I'd probably do the same thing. And I'm just sort of like, what? So you can prove to Gino DeCampo that I'm yours now?
Yeah, what a dick move.
I'm just sort of like, yeah, like... Eh?
Yeah,
yes, I
everyone
am
wants a
agree-
piece of Gino.
Yeah, I mean... I will agree, like, when Gino was just like, oh, and for a boy's name, Gino, when you have kids. And I'm just sort of like,
Everything for you, Beyonce!
I am way ahead of you there, because...
Yes,
Forget
Gino and Dominic.
Ah, yes. Forget Gino DeCampo, we've got Gino DeGilla.
Yeah, like, on the birth certificate and everything, it says Gino De. Like, in Gino DeCampo, the D is part of his surname, but in your case, no, we're calling him Gino De.
Gino DeGilla. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And then the only Italian boy's name that I can think of that begins with D is Davide. And that's only because my sister worked with a Davide when she did, like, children holiday camp things.
What about Diodato? Which is totally his first... It's not his first name at all. It's his surname.
Viramore Queen! I can't hear that as... I cannot not hear that as Queen, though, because I'm just sort of like... He's, like, really into, like, his 70s music, guys. Queen!
Oh, that Queen. Why is there a spider inside? What are you doing here? Who invited you? Where am I going? Whose face?
What did you think I meant? Did you think that he was just like a super hyper Eleni Ferreira stan?
I thought maybe there was like some like band called the Queens rather than, you know, Queen. You ever just forget that Queen exists? I do, because I don't think there's a single one of their songs that I like.
Really? I'm sure we've had this discussion before, but like...
I'm a
We Will
miserable
Rock You.
fuck.
We
Nah,
Will Rock You, I Want to Break Free,
Nah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
nah.
Those are the only ones I really like, to be fair.
I mean, I think The Show Must Go On is probably the closest to a
Yeah.
Queen song that I like, but like, well, you know.
Okay, Mr. Chazakov.
I want to pet the doggy. I don't know what that was.
I don't know either, but it was great.
They ever just want to pet the doggy? Because apparently I do. I don't know what this accent is. Is Bill still here, or have we murdered him with our teeth? Commonly known as biting.
With our talk of... I can't even remember what our first... We were talking about Gino DeCampo, and then we just moved on to Queen.
And there was something... Oh yeah, earlier on today I was teaching you like Spanish vocabulary for traveling, and just for good measure, I also included the words for tank, spaceship, and rocket. You know, just in case.
Yeah. Because, like, my problem with Duolingo, right?
Is it's so America-centric.
Yeah. Like, I think for the most part it's taught me, like, correct Spanishy Spanish words, but then it gets to words like caro and Hugo. Hugo? Jugo, meaning juice. And I'm just sort of like... Yeah, and I'm just sort of like... I'm reading up in, like... European Spanish, like, textbooks to teach me, like, European Spanish, because that's actually what I kind of wanted to do, and it's teaching me, like, an entirely different word, and I'm just like, is Duolingo lying to me? No, it's just kind of a bit America-centric.
It's less Duolingo and more... some of them are lingo.
I mean, it has a habit of telling me, like, the most commonly spoken language on Duolingo in Sweden is Swedish.
Surprised Pikachu face.
You'd think that Swedish people would know how to speak Swedish already, but...
Why am I terrible, by the way?
I don't know.
Guys, that's about it. Also, I think Bill's dead. And other sentences you could theoretically allow to pass through your face. Oh. So you know the last ketchup dance?
Yes.
I feel like I'm doing that, but ding-donging between mountains. Ah! You know,
I was then thinking, was there a dance to Bloody Mary? No, I'm
that
obviously
was just
thinking of the
spinning
ketchup
around
song.
on office chairs.
Whee!
Hello, everyone. I am spinning around on office chairs.
I'm spinning around.
Mushrooms!
Billy G, ladies and gentlemen.
And Tess, I'm getting rid of the car.
Oh! Okay.
I'm going to be getting a bike instead.
Oh, but then how will you go to places?
We'll rent a car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now there's a part of me that's like, did he say we'll rent a car or we'll invent a car?
Rent, not invent.
Okay.
Heaven help me if Billy G ever invents a car.
I mean, he might.
Oh, I could invent.
Oh god, I've given him ideas now.
You know, it's like, the man needs his information syrup.
Name one thing you don't want to be inside when it breaks down. A car invented by Philly G.
A washing machine. There was half a second there where I thought, wait, did I accidentally quit the level and leave Philly G inside it?
No. No, I don't think so. Philly G is an actual human being. But yeah, a washing machine. How would you have gotten inside a washing machine in the first place?
Why would you be inside a washing machine? Anyway, is my prize
How?
pants? Are there pants, people?
Yeah.
Kind of. I got
Pardon me.
I got Alpine booty shorts. Hello, everyone. Anyway,
Here's Alpine booty shorts.
this is the only other like music from the soundtrack that I heard before going into Death Wish mode at all, and this song slaps. I mean, I'm still going to talk over it, but I'm just saying, wound up windmill, more like June.
Yeet!
Yeet.
I haven't played Tomodachi Life in a while.
Neither have I. But I am married to Mukuro Ikusaba, the hidden secret 16th student who's so hidden she's actually my wife.
Lele. And I've been busy on my Animal Crossing and Yoshi's Craft.
Girl, how you be doing in a crafted world? Because I actually, I need to get back to recording that because it has been a hot minute since I actually recorded any of it because I've been so busy playing Among Us. Can I just get on to a plated form? Game please. Game please. Game please. Horn. I just want to climb onto a thing. I've lost my way. Okay, here we are. That was unnecessarily dramatic. Cube! Aha! I didn't think I'd survive, and then I did. Where am I going? Oh, over there. Just check every wrong answer before you commit to the right one, just in case. Ah, why did it yeet me?
I don't know.
What? Sit on the wax and spin in my saddle. I boonk. Well, I think this calls for a badge of no boonking. There we go. So, this windmill's on crack. How are you doing?
I have no idea what's happening with my phone, but it disconnected me from the voice call, and now I'm here again. Yay.
Hooray! I'm no longer alone. I'm in this together with myself.
All that you want is riding forever, and they don't need to know. Whatever happened to Joe and Jake?
Well, I think Joe is still doing covers. No idea what happened to Jake, though. Also, the windmill's slightly on fire. Should I concernicus?
It's kind of... My brain was just sort of like, Jake's the one with the unfortunate surname, ain't it?
Yeah. Also, this is how physics works.
Lily.
There we go. Whee! Ah! I don't know what just happened, but here we are, Wheel.
Here we are now, entertainers. Something, I don't know.
Turn the lights up at the steakhouse. Here we are now, eating tables. Ha! Where am I? Why am I inside a wall? I got double boonked into gay baby jail, and now I'm lost. What?
You're
what?
there.
But where's here? Why am I? Where am I? Where is here? How did I get here? The end. Wait, where even is here? This is nowhere. What? Where? What? What happened? What's Octopus doing here?
I don't even know where you are in the game right now because I can't have Twitch and Discord open on my phone at the same time for some bizarre reason, but wild thought to me occurred that Mafia Town kind of looks like Santorini.
Oh. Right down to the volcano.
Probably, I don't know. I can't remember there being a volcano. I just remember Santorini as being that building with the white and blue buildings. You know, because they're the colours of Greece.
Very greasy colors. But yeah, because Santorini is the island of Santorini is the thing that blew up that caused the it caused the 10 plagues of Egypt. Basically, just a fun little historical nodule there.
there was 10.
I think so.
Oh, that thing in the Bible.
Yeah. But yeah, we're not talking about their Eurovision entries.
Ah, yes. I remember that great Greek entry, the 10 Plagues of Egypt.
Yeah,
Sung by Helena Paparizou and Eleni Ferreira.
The fandom really passed over that one! Because Passover was caused by the 10th plague of Egypt being the death of the firstborn child, and the Jewish people had to put blood on their door to be like, hey, angel of death, please don't kill us. And the angel of death was like, aye. And that's approximately the story of Passover. Approximate.
Yes.
Because don't we have like a rabbi or something in the Discord server?
Let me check.
Or am I thinking of... Because I want to say that... What about... Oh. That... Like, Compa either is or has connections to a rabbi or an imam, or possibly both? I don't remember.
Neither do I.
Am I a bad friend that I can't remember the very fine, minute details of the lives of people I barely speak to?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
You seem to remember a lot of things about my life.
Ah, there's an egg!
So you're not that bad a friend.
In fact, if anything, I'm a worse friend to myself than I am to other people. Because, yay, self-esteem on toast. I don't have toast. Or even self-esteem. Oh.
I can relate.
Oh! Well, that just happened. We could pretend that it didn't. Everything's on fire again.
Can confirm, Tess spends way too much time with Cassidy.
Cassidy spends too much time at me.
Fair.
Though that said, I did tell her a couple of weeks ago to just kind of like chill a little bit, and like for a little while she started treating me like a, I don't know, like an ex, and like, no, we can still be friends, just stop flirting at me because it's not reciprocated. I feel like she took it personally, but we got there in the end. Now we communicate and Among Us.
Yeah.
Okay, am I going the right way? Because we're still Monte la Riviere. To perfectly pronounce that French entry from that one time, except it wasn't Breton. That doesn't sound like Breton. Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm thinking of Diwanit Bugale, which, again, don't know if I'm saying that correctly. No! I fell.
I don't even know. Because, like, with the whole, like, Breton and Corsican thing, I literally thought that San Marinese was a dialect of Italian.
And it could
when
be.
they first when they first participated in Eurovision. Like, I just thought that San Marinese was just a dialect of Italian.
It could very well be. Like, we don't know. Maybe they have their own, like, specialist. I was gonna say choreography, like linguistic choreography for certain things. Because, like, Austria, absolutely full of dialects. Because I was talking to my mother about it yesterday, just Austria be packing things that you could hypothetically say.
I mean, yeah, I've been to Austria.
I've had Austria in an online song contest, which is basically the same thing.
I've been to Austria. I've been to Innsbruck and Salzburg.
You were the Sound of Music.
The hills are alive.
With the sound of pizza.
Excuse you, Gino De Campo.
Does Gino do pizza?
Yes! I actually looked up, like, the sort of stuff that he does at his restaurants, like, the other day.
Why, are you going to... I was gonna say, are you going to get married in a Gino restaurant? But, like, where am I? What just happened? Hi!
There's many things wrong with that sentence. One, I'm
You're
already married. 2, looking at the menu, it's kind of hella expensive. 3, pretty much all of Gino's restaurants are like up north somewhere, like our nearest one is probably Birmingham.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say our nearest one is in Primark. You know, Primark, famously a city.
It may as well be. It may as well be at this point. But yeah, like, I can't remember too much about it, but all I know is that one of his pizzas has like a fried egg as like part of the...
Makes sense. You know how, like, in France they have like a steak, except it's not a steak, it's a slab of raw meat, but sometimes they crack an egg on it.
Yeah, because that's normal.
Yeah, who needs food when you can just skip straight to the food poisoning? How did I poom? How did I poom? I'm objection.
Objection, your majesty, we're losing!
Overruled. And yes, you are. Badly. Sonic Boom was a time.
It was. Selfie de victoire!
Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog, your boom voice was terrible. Well, his voice in... I don't remember. Either his voice in the games was terrible and in the TV show it was fine, or the other way around. I know one was definitely worse than the other.
I don't remember. I only have experience with the TV show. I've not played the game.
I have the Wii U game, but I've not played it in a very long time, and when I did play it, I didn't play very much of it. For obvious reasons.
Oh my god, I kind of almost forgot the Wii U existed, but then so did Nintendo.
Oh. See, I still don't like how people treat the Wii U like it was this massive failure, when it's literally just the Switch again, but before the Switch. Like, everything that people criticize the Wii U for, the Switch also does wrong. Everything people praise the Wii U, the Switch for, the Wii U also does right. So, like, you know, chill.
I don't know.
But the thing is, then it's like, oh, Tess is just being a contrarian again because that's what he does best. And I'm like, I do, but that doesn't mean I enjoy doing it. Like, I'm never a contrarian on purpose, and I don't like that my opinions do diverge from the norm so very, very much. Because, like, it's like, hey, Tess, you can like things that other people like. I'm like, I'm aware of this, and I would if I did. Why don't I?
I don't know.
The birds are on fire again.
Country to birds.
I just had to stop there to scratch my eye. Well, not my eye, but like the area around my eye. The eye vicinity.
I get ya.
Okay, we got past the burning birds. Though not very much to show for it, but nevertheless, he's gonna push the button. That was a strange entry. Israel 2007, for those who don't remember. You know, for the millions of people watching right now, yes, this is a call-out post. Yes, I'm unreasonably salty.
I'm still here.
I attacked the spoidle. Why did I still damage? Okay, that wasn't fair. I was trying to do a second jump in the air, and the game was like, you don't get to jump again. So this is just going to be the mission that takes forever for this stream, because we seem to have one every single time. But the music is a jam, though. I should be grateful because if Harty was here, it'd just be like, ew, you haven't done it in 10 seconds, and the music's annoying. Like, shut up, it's a jam. Because Harty has a way of saying things that are meant to be innocent, and it just comes across as, wow, you're kind of a dick. What do you mean?
I know. I'm sure he does. It's just like, eh. But like, yeah. Thanks, Tess and Janro, if he's listening out in the far distant universe.
Nah, Jedro has a supermarket to cook.
Supermarket cheap. I don't know.
Supermarket Waz.
That too. Which I don't know if that's coming back because I think Ryland Clark is self-isolating.
Yeah, I heard about that. Where he doesn't have it, but he's having to self-isolate, and he's doing a good job at doing that, I think. And yeah, similarly, one of the couples from Strictly has had to pull out because the professional dancer tested positive, so the celebrity in question is having to pull out as well. And at first it's like, well, can't you just dance with a different dancer? Well, because the dancer tested positive, that means that Nicola Adams might also test positive. We don't know. So they're just being safe.
Because I mean, last year I seem to remember one of the professional dancers having an injury, and then one of the other professionals danced with their partner while he was recovering. But with this, I can sort of understand why they had to pull out.
Yeah.
Why they had to pull out. I mean, it's a shame because it was the first time that there was a same-sex couple on Strictly, but I can understand why.
Stop damaging me, you selfish pile of Christmas!
I thought you was going to say, stop the count! The UK has won Eurovision!
Yeah. The UK has won Eurovision by a lot. Clearly.
Yeah. Evidently. With, maybe I could have an extra roll. Really, I could eat.
I could do it! I could do it 12 times!
Michael Rice, thank you very much. I mean, TBH, somebody should have won Hexvision that time I won with Russia.
I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't say that to your face.
To be fair, I just wanted to send something for Russia that wasn't a Sergei Lazarev song.
It do keep happen. Well, speaking of things that happen.
And now I have 4 countries in this edition of Hexvision. Because reasons.
Ooh, woo. It's got to the point where, I'm so, questionable at life. Excuse? What just happened and why am I over here now?
I don't know! Only you can answer that. Only you can prevent forest fires. God damn it, Tess, you're setting fire to half of America again.
You had one job.
At least it's not the half where Heather and Capella live, because I'm assuming they're in the same area of America.
I mean, they're all in the same time zone, so odds are uneven.
Because I keep having it in my head that Heather lives in Connecticut.
Yes, that is correct.
Yay!
And Capella Joth lives in Georgia, and Alex does not live in America.
He lives in Canada. Well,
Mexico.
I know he lives in the province of Ontario.
Mexico, which is located in Canada.
Australia, which is in Scotland.
The Netherlands really love their Tuesdays.
You're not gonna let that go, are you?
Well, I could talk about camera lesbians.
Oh yeah, that was another thing that came out of my sister's mouth, which is a surprising thing that did.
Lesbians came out of her mouth. You heard it here first, folks.
You know what I mean, though, because, like... Ooh, the cameramen must have had a really good time filming that. I mean, don't assume that they're all men. Yeah, they could be camera lesbians.
Yeah. You know, the two genders, men and lesbian.
I'm trying to work out how old my sister was at the time. I think she was, like...
Lesby shoe years old. I don't speak English. What are you talking about?
She was like 17, 18. Roughly. All I know is that she was born in the same year as you, but she's like a couple of months younger. Because her birthday's in October and yours is in August. I am good friend, I swear.
So good, in fact, that... Oh my god, Lassie's doxing me. Ah!
I didn't mean to!
That was just a well-timed fall on my part. I fell down. You know, physics lesson, don't fall down.
I didn't mean to dox you, I'm sorry.
Clam down. Everything's peebless.
I thought everybody knew that there was in August anyway.
This isn't hard! Why am I dying so many? Oh yeah, because part of it's flavors of bullshit. The new fragrance by Dior.
Have you heard the Junior Eurovision songs yet? You have not.
I was gonna say... Shut up. No, I haven't heard any of them yet. As I was trying to say, the music's broken and it's kind of hilarious. So, we had this, like, really intense, like, high-speed jam, and now it's just... We're chilling with the goats. Oh, wait, no, it's back. That was a moment.
And Niels has taste.
Why, has he come to watch the stream? Nah, I bet he hasn't.
No, I've only just got his, like, top 12 of this year's Junior Eurovision.
Yeah, I've still not heard any of them.
Yeah, I've heard them. Except for Georgia. But, like...
Ah, Tarzan.
Him saying that Germany is the worst song in Junior Eurovision 2020. Lol.
That's one thing with Niels' tops. I don't like how he's like, oh, the worst, the best, the pussy and the crest. Like, you don't need to say that. You're just rubbing it in at this point. Why are there birds here? And how can I make there not be birds here?
Which remind... Oh, birds? What?
Birds falling down the rooftops out of the sky like raindrops. No air, no pride. Birds.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, Shane shared his top in the Discord server, and then Janra was just like, oh, you put the two boys in the competition at 11th and 12th, and I'm just sort of like, I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
Just demarcating himself as every fan ever. But, on the serious though, it is offensively tragic how Junior Eurovision has this, like, anti-preference for male singers. Because, like as I pointed out before, there was a grand total of 3, I think, male performers, of whom only one was a vocalist in the 2014 edition. And coincidentally, they happened to be first and second, because... Fuck a house! Why am I here? Why am I here, game? Why am I here?
They were first and second because fuck a house!
This bullshit!
But yes, they were first and second.
Yeah, because they were the featured pianists on
Yeah.
I accidentally just quit the game. Like, I was just so in... Like, okay, that looks like it's deliberate and now Tess is making excuses. But no, what it was, like, I was thinking, I should just quit back to the main menu of the game, because then that will save my progress just in case another crash happens anyway. And
Please
somehow...
don't tell me you have to do all that again.
No. Well, I have to do the mission that I haven't finished yet all over again, but, like...
Oh, okay.
If I could get a word in, please. So... Right. So, just to, like, sort of go over what just happened. So, I was about halfway through the windmill, fell down to the bottom. It didn't give me any checkpoints when it's supposed to by that point, and I was down to 2 out of 4 health, so in other words, there's no point me just doing the mission. I might as well just, like, restart. But to spare myself the indignance of having to, like, hit the restart button, and then the game is like, heh, you died. I'm like, no, fuck off. I thought, hey, I'll quit back to the main menu. I then proceeded to mentally run together the options for quit to main menu and quit to desktop. I accidentally picked the wrong one. Now, stream, if you would, like, OBS, please show the game. Please show the game, OBS. There we go. Well, clearly this is a sign that I should step away from the microphone for a minute and do a different mission. Which is fine, I can oblige. Oblige. When the moon hits your knees and you mispronounce trees sycamore. Oh. It's the sound of necks being snapped to appease the people. You know, the people. Fuck it, we'll go over here instead.
Where's over here?
Space and time and space.
Yay!
See, having watched these streams back, frame rate, I don't know why you're flambrage. Like, I don't even know if the time stop hat actually slows down time in here. Like, the time limit in the bottom right corner, and I feel like it doesn't. But I'll keep using it anyway.
I don't think it does, because I've watched your streams back as well.
Oh,
mainly so I can actually properly see the game.
Oh,
but
I didn't realise you cared that much, but you do. People tend not to care about me, you see. Pictured here, the people who care about me currently in the stream chat. That's not me saying, hey, Lozzie, post something. That's me saying, nobody's watching this stuff.
Sorry, if my phone was better at phone, then yeah, I would.
Well, no, it's fine. You're here, and this does nothing, so magnet badge will serve me better. It will serve me more martinis.
Yes, at least in what I'm hoping to work on, because I've mentioned to Tess before that I do want to sort of write like a Junior Eurovision inspired like story. Hopefully in that I will have like the perfect gender balance.
To show that boys can take part too. Hat Kid, move please, we're against the clock. Oh no, you just take random damage out of nowhere, that's fine. You see, there is a part of me that, like, I really want to get, like, pissy and petty, and, like, I need to be the bigger person because I'm live.
Yeah.
Because I have never once allowed true Tess rage to be captured on video, and I feel like if I did, I would be cancelled so fast. Because Tess rage is just, like, I don't like me when I'm angry.
I don't think I've ever seen you angry, and I've been, like,
Yeah.
hopefully your best friend for 6 years.
Yeah. Because, like, I view Angry Tess as this rage demon that everyone else needs to be protected from. Because I don't like him. So there you go. That's the story of Rage Tess and the Cabambulus of Grahoon. You know, the famous legend.
Good to know you finally got some closure about the ducks.
The what now? The what? Wait, what? What?
You said that you finally got closure on that Swedish cartoon about rubber ducks.
Oh, I may have done. I'm not 100% sure if I did.
Well, either way, well done.
Oh, hey, I did the mission. I just sort of skipped the entire final floor by mistake. Well, here we are.
Here we are now, in
Eating
containers.
tables. What? Wheem. You know, wheem. Am I entertaining, or are people bored shitless by my attempts at entertainment? I'm gonna drink some water now.
I'm entertained.
Oh, okay, that's good then, thank you.
I'm just not sure what to say, other than have you seen...
It's fine. Have I seen...
the song titles for the Estonian national final?
I have, and allegedly there's more than one uku.
Like, in the world, in general? Or more than one song being performed by uku?
Yeah, there are two different ukus.
Ah.
I feel like I just gave the same answer twice, and that somehow clarified.
But yes, Yuri Pootsman is back, hooray!
Hubba
Someone-
hubba poot poot.
Someone will be happy, I'm sure.
Oh yes. In this house, we appreciate poot poot. You ever just poot poot? The thing is, I have no personal affiliation with him, it's just Play was a good song. Just what a shame that he presented AS in his postcard. Because the postcard was like, hey, but...
Could have been worse. There were worse things you could show.
Like Vaginus?
Yeah, that!
Wait, that sounds like I'm big insensitive to intersex people. That wasn't the intention. I was aiming more for, like... Well, I was trying to just say vagina in a strange way, and it came out as a portmanteau of penis and vagina. Things to say on a live stream.
Well, at the minute, it's just me listening, so...
Yeah, I'm calling everyone out for not being here. Including myself, even though I'm here.
You may be there physically, but are you there mentally?
Am I ever?
True. Because that's like me with work every day. I'm here physically, but mentally, I'm at home.
My body may be at work, but my soul is stuck in the Wii Sports universe. What sport? Bowling! Oh, Tsumugi, best girl. Why is there so much everything here?
But is Tsumugi best girl?
Well, I certainly think so.
Well, I mean... Kaede exists, briefly.
Too soon? It's never too soon.
Name something you don't want to be trapped inside when it breaks down. A marriage! A person!
Your partner.
Yeah, that. Or just a person in general. Because people have sex with people that aren't their partners.
But that's illegal.
This is illegal, you know.
I'm flattered that you've learned to do that so well. Like, are you familiar with what that's from?
No!
It's from the absolutely terrible Zelda CDI games from the Philips CDI, and like, you did a really good impersonation of it. I'm surprised because I correctly didn't think you'd seen, and it turns out you hadn't.
I think you've mentioned me a few times though.
Because, just to reiterate, you did a really good impression of something. What is happening here? Just getting wongled inside a spungus for a little minute.
the strongest. Our survey said,
We asked 100 people 100 seconds to name a Gino D'Acampo, and the top answer was, In other words, the opening segment of every episode of Family Fortunes ever these days. Which isn't a complaint. It's just...
We asked people to name their favourite Italian chef, and for some reason it's Jamie Oliver, who isn't even Italian.
But the name of his restaurant is Jamie's Italian. If he wasn't Italian, why would his restaurant say that he is? I went to a Jamie's Italian once. It wasn't very good. I think... Haven't they all completely folded at this point?
I think so. Let me Google. I wish I was quick.
I wish I was an earthquake.
I wish I was that quick.
Ah. Well, that too. The music is so chill. Now, I went down the hall. Okay.
They have. They actually have.
Well, they've all completely just collapsed in on themselves.
Permanently closed. Permanently closed. Permanently closed. Damn.
Ripperoni with cheese. Maybe they'd still be open if they served food like that. 1 ripperoni with cheese.
Although the one in Gatwick Airport is only temporarily closed.
Temporarily closed forever.
I was going to say, just like Gatwick Airport. No, that will reopen eventually.
Why can I be over here if there's nothing of particular constitutional clemblance?
I don't know.
I thought maybe there'd be a frog. We're profoundly frogless. We're cupless and clueless in Seattle. We are lost in Verona! Ah!
Sleepless in Stockholm. Too real.
I just remembered that Koich Torme is one of the ones in Ace de Lowell. Because he did all the meme faces in Verona. I don't think he intended to, but that's how they came out. They came out with a D.
Lovely.
A D. Lovely. You know, like the sunflowers in Super Mario Sunshine that sound like they say, "Ooh, I'd love a dick." I see a frog in the distance. Every time I say frog, it sounds like an American saying frog. But no, F-R-A-R-G, frog.
Clearly. Clearly that's what it is.
What he is? It's Iggy Iggs.
Oh, what you got? Money bet and I'll be better off without you. You know, time will be forgetting all about you. Saying that you know, but I really, really doubt you understand my life is easy when I ain't around you. You be stressing, I'm thinking a lot. The thought of you more than I like your presence. And the best thing now is probably for you to exit. I'll let you go, let you back. I finally learned my lesson. A half step, neither you want it or you just play. I'm listening to you know, but I can't believe what you're saying. It's really you. There's really you, baby. Please don't be dumb. I got 99 problems with you. Won't be one like what?
Head in the clouds, got no weight on my shoulders. I should be wiser and realize that I'm not. One problem fewer, to be grammatically correct. Clearly, this is a cover just waiting to happen.
Sienna Grande.
Oh, the save!
How do I still remember that line?
It's specifically because you remember it that I learned it for myself. Not to upstage you, but just to be like, wait, she learned that? That means I could learn it, and then I did. So thank you. You taught me a valuable lesson in life, and that is problems.
Iggy Azalea's verse from Problem.
Oh, you thought you could keep a secret from me? No one keeps secrets from me, not even I do. Good talk.
Good chat. Good chat. I'm feeling sleepy, so I feel like I should go, but I kind of don't want to leave you on your own.
Hey, if you feel like you have places that your mind should be other than here, then by all means, that is important. So, I would not judge you nor begrudge you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Good ball. See, I was rather worried there. Oh, wait, those aren't the Hexagons. I thought maybe those green lanterns, haha, green lanterns. I thought maybe I could only grab them whilst wearing the Dweller mask. I'm happy to report that that is not the truth. Okay, so 2 frogs and a fairly large room, so chances are both of them are in here. I love how these platforms disappear even when they're supposed to appear. Because, as I've called out in previous streams, once again, this is a Rift level thing that was originally submitted as a fan-made contribution to the game, and it was only made canon as of the Seal the Deal DLC, which is what this whole Death Wish mode is a part of. Oh, this is a timed bell. A time bell, if you will. Ah! I'll prevent bonk. Okay, now that I have a bit more sense of Cumb. Let's give this another go. Hat Kid, you're supposed to jump wallily. Brackets wall jump. There we go. Hat Kid, jump wall jump, jumpity jimble. Okay, so this does feel very fan-made in how jank the camera ends up being. Turns out you don't even need that platform anyway. Hullabaloo. Yes, I had a dream last night, and I don't remember a lot of it, but I do remember that there were people who, like, there was some sort of swimming competition, and Ethan from Unus Annus, and I think possibly Markiplier as well, were involved, and they were really salty that I was, like, as good at swimming as they were, because they were like, nope, we've decided that you're not as good as us, so you're not allowed, like, we're gonna treat you like you're terrible even when you're not. And I'm like, oh, that's just my perpetual high school experience, also how the fuck dare you? But just to be clear, that didn't happen in real life, it was only a dream. Brackets, it's only a dream. Okay, where are we going? Haha. You thought I couldn't, game, but then I did. Okay, where are we going? We gotta climb up that, we gotta climb up this, we gotta this and that, and humpst. Okay, so climbing that's a bit of a difficult time. Is there something of value even up there? Am I supposed to get up there? Did I see something? Should I flamblous? Okay. I can get on top of it. Now I can go back the other way. There's not much to be gained by doing that. Okay, so we're back here again. Now, where's next? I'm guessing that over there. That there podium. Wasn't there a Festivali Kungas song called Podium at some point? I want to say it was either last year or the year before, and I forget who sang it. Well, in any case, and once again, no bonk. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was having a moment and I was thinking, wait, have I heard the word snowbonk before? And yes, I have. It was from, specifically, I don't remember who did it, but there was a video where someone was voice acting a series of paint colors that were named by an AI, which in itself, obviously, was a post on yonder social media. Yup. Okay, game, just ignore every single one of my inputs and make me die like a sponed edge. Let's try this a second subsequent iteration. Oh, and thank goodness there's a heart on there. Driving a truck with my high heels on. See, I could just take a different badge off in order to utilize both effects that I keep swapping back and forth between, but who's gonna do that when you could do not that and have what I'm doing instead? Right. I feel like this is the corrector of the ways to go, but if I climb up here, that should give me a decent way of climbing back down to that? Hopefully? Okay. This looks like it's gonna suck. Excuse me, game, I pressed the shift button! I am offended by that, actually. Like, I am personally affronted. Okay, good, there's health restored. Like, I would be so pissed off if I had to redo all of this just because the game's like, hey, so, we don't like the idea of you succeeding, so we're going to dock you a health for it. And, like, if I died as a result of that, I would have been so displeased, y'all would not even be able to quantify. Like, the physical ability of quantifying anything would just vanish from your capacity. Your existences would no longer happen, you know? Why do I talk so much? Is that why no one Okay. Answers in the non-existent comments. Do people not watch me because I talk so much shit? Or because I whine so much about no one watching? I'm trying to be self-aware and humorous about it, and... Okay. Oh, that wasn't so after all. The thing that concerns me, though, is... So this is here. Well, where's the last frog, then? Because I would have thought that it would be somewhere adjacent to up here, but I'm not seeing it if indeed it does. Maybe it's in the final room. I would hope, because I've been so diligent as to collect everything else. Okay. Leroy Cuthbert. Boonk. Okay, this is a bigger room than previously. Ah, sure enough, there's the final frog. We just need to climb up, which looks fairly straightforward. We've got some pillars, an area that's vaguely reminiscent of the Tower of the Goats. Oh. Okay, just sort of did a double wall run somehow. Double dream hands. Hey, was this the first time where I've actually... Now, I take a moment here just to scan around just in case there are any more rift ponds in here, because that would be such a dick move to give you rift ponds after you stop needing them. Because, like, just specifically to prevent you from, like, getting the stamps for perfect completion, because, as you can see on the left, I'm gonna get the stamp for completing the mission, and then a bonus stamp for collecting every storybook page. But did I get every rift pond? Oh, I did. Cool! I am good at game. I'm gonna have a celebratory drink of water while we look at our prize, which is a story! The Nomads. Oh, it never occurred to me how people might travel along those flag wires if they didn't have a hook shot. Just had to stop and take a screenshot of that for the video thumbnail. Oh, they had a lava cake for breakfast. This tells us nothing. Purple cheese. You can eat it. But once again, because I still don't know, I do find myself wondering if that's, like, bear in mind the levels that those frogs were in were submitted by fans. Does that mean that the storybook was fan-made as well? Or is it written, like, was it written by fans and then made canon by the devs? Or was it written by the devs and put in? And if so, did the devs decide where the frogs were hidden? Or was that entirely a fan-made thing as well? And, once again, save and exit to main menu, because last week's stream taught me, if I don't do this, there's an outside chance the game might spontaneously combust, thereby causing me to lose a bunch of progress. And nobody's happy with that. So, we're sufficiently chill, we've made progress. I think it's time for me to reattempt the wound-up windmill. And I will sit here and stare into the abyss and think, who am I even saying this for? But hey, this is going up on YouTube. I've got a text and a Telegram message. And viruses on my phone again. Don't mind me just while I check those. Because clearly, me checking my phone is more important than running this stream. Clearly. Okay, so that doesn't unlock anything. Oh, well... My father sent me a text asking me a question, and the answer is, no, I cannot ask someone about a thing because I'm live streaming. But I will get back to this. Oh! Why is this opened up now? That's a horrible rift! I hate it! Not looking forward to that. That can blow a hole. Yeah, no, we're just gonna go back to the wound up with... I am not putting peas in the trees! I'm very tempted to go back and, like, maybe on stream, maybe not on stream, redo the first mission I did in this stream. Because, like, now that I've discovered that it's nowhere near as hard as I thought it was. I don't know. We'll have to see what comes of that. In the meantime, let's climb the windmill again, and this time try not to fall. Because, you know, maybe this time the game will present me with less bullshittery. Because, like, this shouldn't be hard. Right, Baguette Badge we're not really going to need. Fast Hatter. No fall, or... I'm thinking no bonk, because chances are, if you fall during this mission, it'll zone you out anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry about fall damage so much as being zoned out. Hopefully this time as well, it respects my checkpoints, because it didn't last time. So, where are we going? What are we doing? Whose house are we reinventing the wheel in the garage adjacent to? Who indeed? Who-wee. Ah! And as I said in the last stream, vis-a-vis the music during killing two birds, at least we have an absolute jam to conclections with. I was trying to say conchlescence, and it just... I can't even say my bullshit words correctly. Humpst. You know, if you're in a competition and you take hump position, you come humpst. Ah! Geometry! Boink. And then another boink. Okay. See, if this wheel was turning the other way. It's just little things. Little children in houses that are too big for them. Comedically oversized houses for comedically undersized people. Well, that was just uncalled for. Like, I know I can be a little bit careless in this opening section because there are the 2 heart ponds that it'll give me later on, and it doesn't even respect my Mad Hatter badge anyway. I don't know why the Snatcher missions are like this. Yay, top quality programming. It's gonna kill you so don't get in the way later. Ah! That was rude! How dare you, game? Like, actually fuck you, game. There are times where you can tell this is an indie game. Where, like, the jank there was just like, nope, too bad, we've decided that you're going to fall through the floor through no fault of your own. Like, oh, well, I see, that's how it is then. Well, apparently the Mad Hatting badge actually does make a difference. It's just not as speedy as I remember it being. Okay. Where are we going? We're going over here. And get onto you, and get onto you, and... I said get onto you, not fall through you. God thousands. God thousands. There's thousands of thousands, and you can find beef inside some of them. Some of them are strictly no beef zones. Some of them are no pork zones. We don't challenge people on their meaty preferences in this house. Don't know why it wouldn't acknowledge my double jump for a bit there, but hey diddly ho, peanuts in a jar. Why is the windmill partly on fire? Oh yes, yes, fuego. Hey, we're doing this again. Wait, so is it just... Yeah, you get too close to the middle and physics just stops... Physics plural stops singular applying. Yay! Well, that saves us a minute or so. It doesn't, actually. It saves us a very negligible amount of time. No! 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 Now it saves us no time, because the game refused to do the homing attack. Like, okay. Time out a second. I feel like there's a lot of what I'm saying that just comes across like, no. Fuck's sake. It sounds... Why would you respawn me on a moving platform? No. I'm just gonna keep saying no. I feel like a lot of what I'm saying sounds like whiny bitch baby, it's everyone's fault but my own, when really I'm just trying to explain the experiences I'm experiencing. At this point, would I even be pleased with this stream if I released it to public on YouTube? Because I intend to, but would I? Because these are questions I ask myself, you know, pertinent to when I release things for public consumption. You know, do I respect the viewer's time? You know, am I entertaining to watch? Does this video need to exist? I'm gesturing. I'm gesturing saltily. What the fuck was that? Like, oh, I'm going to correct your jump so you land on the platform and push you through the platform. Like, it's harder to tell when I don't have a co-commentator. Am I right to be salty in some of these cases? Because I feel like I'm justified here, but at the same time, I feel like someone watching who doesn't have the context of being in the same, like, conversation as me, I feel like anyone who's not currently playing the game would be like, no, you're just being a salty bitch baby, you just need to shut up and get good. And, like, that's reasonable. But at the same time, I'm not as... See, at this point, that's just frustrating. Like, come on. I made that jump game. Like, why is it when the game behaves like a salty bitch baby, it doesn't get called out? Well, probably because the game isn't calling itself, oh, come, house on. It's just insulting me to my face now. Go on, let me get hit by one of those birds while I can't see them coming. I bet this isn't even fun to watch because all it is just Tess bitching for like 2 hours about a game. Like, at this point, I'm just getting tired of making stupid mistakes. So, like, I don't even have an excuse at this point. You just die just in case you get in the way later, which I'm fairly sure the way the spiders work in this game, they only, they exist in two places. There's the top of their web and the bottom of their web. And they only attack when they're on the bottom of their web. So, like, if you come into contact with a spider enemy that's, like, at the top of its web and hasn't come down into attack mode yet, I feel like it can't hurt you, and in exchange, you can't hurt it. So, like, killing a spider while it's down there isn't gonna do much good because it's only ever a threat when it's down there, if that makes sense. Right. Speaking of spiders, gonna get rid of you as well, just in case, and this time not get thrust into the grinding gears of the gear grinding. I have things to be salty about, and I am justified. Fuck you, I get to decide if I get to be grumpy or not. There we go. Okay, we're back on track. And in fact, now that I'm, like, zenning out and complaining about everything, suddenly I'm starting to do a little bit better. Only a little bit, mind you. Thing is, like, I suppose I would be just as justified in turning around and saying, oh, if you don't like it, you do any better then. But, like, oh, okay. Didn't know you could do that. Huh, could I? Could I? That's what I get for experimenting. I thought maybe I could cheese an entire section and skip to higher up the tower and... Excuse me? Excuse me, bitch? Get out of the wall. Oh, the jank. Oh, the jank. Oh, the jank. I feel like if you jump in just the right way, you might be able to make that. Which, like, it doesn't matter. I'll just do it legitimately because it'll be quicker. You're just gonna get stuck in midair again, game? That's fine, too. Oh, what else did I talk about? There's, like... Stop banging your head on nothing, kid, and just get up and go. Sometimes playing games feels like babysitting like a bratty child, but the problem is, excuse me, game, what part of double jump means don't double jump? Hey. Like, this whole mode is meant to be a rage game, and to that end it's succeeding. To that end, it is succeeding, if I can speak my own native language correctly. But yeah, sometimes playing video games feels like babysitting a naughty child. But the problem is, like, in the context of babysitting, if you tell a child to stop being a bratty little shit, that's considered to be, well, the exact wording of it isn't considered reasonable, but it's considered a reasonable stance to take. Like, hey kid, stop making my job harder by being the reason why my job is hard. But if you take that approach with a video game, then people are like, ew, you're such a baby, grow up. The game doesn't care, it's just you making mistakes. And like, and I bet I'm not the only one who had to grow up with condescending parents being like, it's only a game, thereby depriving you of a healthy outlet for your anger if a game pisses you off. Because, like, it might only be a game, but if it pisses you off, it pisses you off. And, like, you deserve to have a, like, validation for being upset, you know. Because essentially, saying, it's only a game, comes across as, I see that you're upset, but your being upset is an inconvenience to me, so the origin of said upsetness isn't valid. And, like, that's not going to make the anger subside, that will make it worse. PSA to parents out there. And why, yes, this has been festering within me for at least half of my life, possibly more. Yeah, I did grow up with, and this actually feeds back into what I was saying earlier about Tess when angry. Like, young Tess was a lot less mellow than I am, and young Tess played a lot more video games than I do. Correlation, not causation. And young me, obviously playing more games, ended up in more rage-inducing situations. Hello, everyone. I am rage-inducing situation, and consequently, young Tess had more things that pissed him off on a regular basis. Now, obviously, getting angry and shouting at games isn't the healthiest, but it's healthier than bottling it up. So, of course, I had to spend a lot of my childhood years playing a game, getting angry at the game, trying to vent that anger, only to hear from the next room, "Shut up!" And, like, that's not going to calm me down. But then I suppose, you know, that kind of feeds down the line, in a sense, because, like, well, if I acknowledge that you whining shut up at me isn't going to calm me down, why don't I acknowledge that me shouting to vent my frustration at the game would make the game do any different, you know? And so now, instead of screaming at the game, I just wax philosophical. Scrambled egg. If you blew up an egg, like if you stuffed an egg full of dynamite and, like, detonated it.
What? Looks like everything's on fire. I wonder how fast.
Okay, getting back to my completely arbitrary thought. If you've had some way of filling an egg with something combustible and then detonated it, would the resulting explosion, like, completely vaporize the egg? Or would it, like, you know, would it scramble the egg? Would it fry the egg? Would it boil the egg? And in fact, isn't... Okay, that's bullshit. Like, I swing the bat in order to counterattack the spiders, and all it does is be like, no, you took damage from the spider.
I do not want to have to redo this again!
Why? I was over that! Please, someone, first of all, just watch the stream at all to justify me playing this and talking over it, because if no one was watching this and I just played this by myself, I wouldn't have to commentate, and I'd probably be able to put more focus into playing the game. But also, someone please turn up and justify to me that I'm right in being peeved by that, where, oh, no, you jumped over a spider, therefore you take fatal damage and die. Like, fuck you, game. And this kind of feeds into what I was saying about the bonus boss in Yoshi's Crafted World as well, in that if you take enough damage, then you have to restart from the very beginning of the level. I posit that, what's the point of that? Because in redoing it over and over again, I've proven that I am capable of doing these earlier bits, without taking damage, or at the very least managing my health, such that when I get to the difficult parts, I have the health to, like, it feels... Okay, can't wall jump there for a completely arbitrary reason. Like, starving a player of checkpoints past a certain point isn't compromising on difficulty, it's just, like, misusing their time. It's, like, as I was talking before about the whole respecting people's time thing, and that applies as much to video games as it does to... This thing needs to be flush against the goddamn motherfucking wall, because the number of times, even not in this, like, sped-up mode, I've tried to aim for that minecart, not minecart, whatever it is, and, like, fallen through the gap between it and the wall. Like, that's just, it's bullshit's what it is. It's unacceptable. It's under-acceptable. And now I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Oh, yes. So, like, I get that the game gives you checkpoints to respawn at if you fall off the level, but then if you make enough of a mistake in the level, then you have to do the whole thing again from the start. Like, to me, that seems redundant, because, like, oh no, just force me through a wall so that I fall and die. That, again, that's bullshit, because I made it to the end of the track. You can't just say, oh no, we're going to force you through a wall and make you redo the whole thing and charge you a fuck of damage in so doing. Like, no, pretty sure that's not how it works, game? You're gonna force me through a wall and take me damage again? Take me damage? Hey, but enough saltiness. Like, not giving me a checkpoint to, like, resume this level from... Say, even at this point, that's not, like, making it difficult, that's making it tedious. That's making it take longer than it has to on a completely arbitrary whim. Like, what is the point, I ask, of making me do the same thing over and over again when I've already proven that I can do it? Why not just put me back at the bit that I've been unable to do and say, okay, you've done everything else up to this point, go from here? Because, like, having to do the whole thing again is just a waste of time. Like, I feel like this conversation's going around in circles because I can't think of a succinct way of putting it, but, like, I'm doing the same thing again and again and again. And, like, I'm having to spend however much time just to get back to the one thing that's tripping me up. Like, why bother? Surely the objective is to prove that you can get from the bottom of the windmill to the top. Like, to say, no, you have to do it within this arbitrary limit seems like it doesn't really add anything. And, yes, you could very well say, oh, you're just being a salty bitch, baby, because you can't do it. But, like, no, I can do it, and I have proven that I can do it. And it's like, this is why wannabe speedrunners splice footage together. It's not it's not good that they do that. It's not a justifiable practice. But, like, it's, I think, a similar mindset that goes into it, where, like, they're like, well, I've proven I can do this leg of the run perfectly. I've proven I can do this leg of the run perfectly. Why shouldn't I just patch together the iterations of me doing those things perfectly, rather than saying, well, I could do X perfectly, I could do Y perfectly. Why am I being penalized for X and Y not necessarily happening at the same time? And I think that's why tool-assisted speedruns exist, like, once again, showing, hey, we can figure out how to do X and Y and Z the most efficient way possible. So, what's wrong with splicing together situations where X and Y and rather than like rolling the dice in hopes of X and Y and Z happening all at once. Why not just not have, like, as long as you can prove that you can do X and Y and Z just fine, why should you have to do X and Y and, like, why should it be, like, why should the sum of its parts be worth more than its parts, you know? And again, you know, like, this is all, like, this whole rant is inspired by this section, because I can get past it. It's just, these, like, you jump over the spiders, you take damage. You try to hit the spiders, they ignore the damage. Like, what do you want from me, game? You take out the spiders, you fall through the floor, Maruf style. Baby, we're at the devil's door. Okay, now that we've taken those out, just back and forth until I charge up my deity laser. And by that I mean my time stop hat, but you know, same difference. Right, I'm fairly sure you could cheese that jump, but I should take it slow, take it easy, baby. You're right on time, right in time for me. Just at every convenience, just, you see, we're nearly there, is the frustrating part. Like, I've proven I could get most of the way there without incident, so why should I have to do it all in one clean sweep? Which, incidentally, I'm doing it in one clean sweep, but nevertheless, you know? I was jumping and spamming click, and nope. You know how I'd have that homing attack? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because fuck you. That's what the game is like in my ears. Like, it's not like that, but that's how it feels when the game does that. Because, again, you know, respecting the player's time, respecting the player's integrity, respecting the player. And, again, this just sounds like Major League Salt on my part. It's not intended to be, but I do feel a bit of salt. Because, like, I attacked that fucker. And yet the game's like, nah, no you didn't. We've decided we're going to throw you into the abyss. Like, could you not? Like, what else could I do to feasibly get around them? Okay, so you're coming down. Oh, well, there you go. You see, you just had to do that the whole time. Well, it's not like I was doing some sort of special secret method. Oh, there's an entire, there's a platform that's just straight up missing. See, that is a good example of, you know, switching up the difficulty. Not giving you no checkpoints. Granted, having to do the whole thing in a single life without any of the, you know, if the restriction was, it would help if I could move the camera. It won't let me move the camera here, and that's really fucking with my sense of depth. But, yeah, if the restriction was, like, if you fall, you have to start at the very bottom, which is how it would work in real life, to be fair. Camera! Fucking hell! Like, okay, that seemed like an overreaction, but, like, the camera there just severely threw me out. Okay, we're here. Hopefully there's nothing else fufty going on. Yimps.jpg. Yeah, like, at least it's not like, oh, if you hit, if you fall from halfway up, then you have to start at the very bottom all over again. Like, I'm glad it's not that at least, but still. Well, whatever. See, the fact that I was failing to something so cheap over and over again, and something that's more or less arbitrary within the code, that's what bothers me with that. But hey, it's all in the past now. Water under the bridge. That was a good burp. And now I'm drinking water to soothe my aching throat. On second thoughts, that sounds lewd. Anyway, what, pray tell, is my prize? I don't get a prize! Yay. So, that's there. And this is here. So, what are the next missions? One of them's going to have something to do with the boss, I think. The Moustache Gauntlet. The Illness is Speedrun. That's 7 minutes? I don't know. And... huh. That sounds interesting. Before I even attempt this, though, once again, save and exit to main menu, just in case. Because I don't want to have to redo the windmill a third time. So let's Let's have a look at... show me what you got. I wonder if anyone else is going to join the call before the stream fizzles out. If anyone's going to appear in the chat before the stream fizzles out. And it could be the people have been in the chat this entire time and Twitch is just balked and not showing me, but I have no way of knowing that. So... shout out to Bill for at least appearing in the chat. So, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. That I can save for another time. This actually has progress attached to it, so... Oh! For some reason, I thought it would take place in Chapter 4. I don't know why I thought that. Okay, so we need to not get burned and defeat 99 enemies. How bad can it be? It will probably be awful. So where are we? Where were we? Right, don't get burned, don't use projectiles. I'm guessing there's probably exactly 99, and for whatever reason, these enemies are bastards to hit without getting burned. But, you know, I have the time stop hat, so I can cheese it if I need to. Whamp and Boombus. I feel like Hat Kid would probably get along really well with Mabel from Gravity Falls. Just a bahunch. Oh, there's this kind of fire as well. My favorite. Okay, you're here. You're about to come up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's Dare. No, thank you. So yeah, Dare by Gorillaz, I believe it is. That's the song where I mentioned it in Freshly Tingles, Tingles, Tingle, Tingle Land, where it sounds like the lyrics are, "You've got the breadstick on you." I don't know what the lyrics actually are. And, you know, I'm not going to be salty if I don't get the don't get burned stamp, because I just want to complete the mission, not have my submissive ass in submission. I want to not be in Repose, Indianapolis, in Spokane. Mr. Hit Enter too soon. Haha. Okay, we're actually... You know, we're 10% of the way there, and I've not been on fire yet. I don't expect that to last. But yeah. No. I don't intend to use any projectile weapons because I never use the projectiles anyway. I really do feel like the owls here, like they would probably, like I feel like they were intended for like an earlier build of Chapter 2 that just don't get to reel. Boink, and then boink, and a third boink, and a fourth boink. How many boinks do you need, sir? Alright. I feel like I'm probably going to need to plop that open, even though like, there's nothing of value in it, or there shouldn't be. This won't be fun, but I've done it before, because there was a rift token in it before me the last time we were here. Hoop! And hoop! Worth? Question mark. Boink. Was that a worthwhile use of the hit points that it will inevitably not regenerate? Probably not, but hey, you know, I did it. I'm almost surprised that either there wasn't like an optional enemy in there, or like a, I don't know, like a piece of health, or just something, but no, there's nothing is allowed, everything's forbidden. Hey, that didn't count as getting burned because it was a projectile egg. A projectile, if you will. A JPEG tile. A single tile of a much larger JPEG. I've forgotten what JPEG stands for, and now I feel sad. Because I know that GIF, which is definitely... Like, I don't care what the inventor of the GIF says. It's pronounced GIF because the G stands for graphics and not graphics. Oh, this looks like it'll be a fungulale. You can't punch me! This is harder than I thought it would be. Oh, Hatkid, don't be doing that. That was not fair. Because I was spamming several buttons there, and the game was like, no, we're just going to force you into this fire. Like, I object to that. And now I care substantially less about the don't get burned thing. I mean, it's for the best if I don't, because I'm fairly sure there aren't any health restoratives in here. But, you know. You know, just stops talking. Okay, that was a save and one. It was one save. I saved myself, but it was slightly impressive. Yeah, you're legally obliged to give me that. Oh, and there goes that. That is bullshit. Again, like, we had this issue back in the speed run against the train Death Wish mission from a couple of streams ago, where, whoops, wombo combo, because fuck you. This isn't even hard! Well, I mean, I suppose objectively speaking it kind of is, but like, it's not that hard. I think part of the reason... Okay, shut up, Tess, rewire your thoughts. The reason why the Express Owls throw books as part of their attack, again, I think is due to their original role in the original Chapter 2, which was originally called Trainwreck of Science. Because the owls were originally going to be owl scientists on some sort of science train anyway. And that's no longer what it is. Yeah, there's nothing to be gained by blowing up the Ice Palace. So let's just not do that. It's somewhat frustrating that it takes so many hits to kill the Mafias. And you have, like, at least one hit has to come from an aerial homing attack. Like, that's just frustrating. Because, like, if you do nothing but aerial attacks, it takes forever to kill them. Hey. Like, it's safer that way, and it guarantees that they die, but boy howdy, does it take too long. Okay, so we're back here with just as many health, but one stamp fewer. Un problema menos. To completely just mispronounce Spanish. No. So that's something else. You don't get iframes from fire damage for some reason. I suppose just like in real life. And there being 4 Mafia here as well, they really like to just sort of pin you between them. I was jumping over that. I was quite visibly jumping over that, and the game's like, no you weren't. Like, fuck off, yes I was. Find my left leg. Okay. See, there's not even anyone fucking here, and I'm still paranoid about not being entertaining enough. So, for the non-people who are watching, are you bored of me yet?
Criminals have not re-emerged from the lava. Very strange.
I thought maybe I could dunk him in there for a freeb. Like a freem, but it's a freeb. Like a freebie, but without the commitment. This would be a good mission to come and do for both the camera tourist candle and also the kill every type of enemy candle. I don't think every single type of enemy is here, but there's at least a lot of them. And hey, this time we have all of the health, so maybe things won't go quite so badly. And hey, we've also got a crap ton of ponds for the no things I can spend them on. Well, that's not entirely true. I could hypothetically spend these on opening the Peace and Tranquility versions of these missions. Not that I especially want to, but I could, is the general gist. Why are you edge guarding? You're just gonna fall off the world? It would do me an immense favor if you fell off the world. Could you fall off the world, please? It's too late for that. There we go. Right there. Oing, and then boing, and then booby. You know, Booby's infamous for going boing. I'm definitely playing much too cautiously here, and if anything, I'd probably start doing better if I stopped being so damn cautious. But, you know. Pictured here, Tess being cautious and still doing fine, and probably not being all that cautious in the grand scheme of things anyway. God, the nerve of this game. I hit you, but whatever. I was just about to say, the nerve of this game saying, don't get burned, tee-hee, and then proceeding to give me, like, 50 billion fire enemies, like... Make up thy mind, game, what do you want from me? Well, I mean, it wants me to not get burned in the face of adversity. Adversity here taking the form of many, many fiery enemies, but you know... Okay, so get a quick and dirty combo in, then finish them off with an aerial. That's not so undigestible. And then don't go... Like, go the way that the fire doesn't expect you to go. Yeah, you explode, so let me through. Thank you. Now, are there going to be lazy poor gang members here? I feel like that's more or less a guarantor. You could buy a mortgage with the probability of there being those annoying fuck enemies here. Look at how speedy you're hopping towards me. I once saw, I think it was a crow, outside my old university, that was just sort of hopping around and screaming at nothing in particular. It was just hoppity hoppity, hoppity hoppity, oh! You're alive. Well, you need to die. Ah! Nothing hit me! You can't say I took damage when there was nothing there to hurt me. It's rude is what it is. And I'm guessing wait, I can't go that way because that requires the use of projectiles.
It's inevitable your time is done. Who labeled this? I thought these hats were made for kids.
Huh. Oh!
We criminals can feel relief. We have not committed
Crimes! So, can't go over there because that requires sacrificing my other stamp, which is clearly of paramount importance. As I stood there, I wondered why the cannonballs looked bigger the closer to me they got, and then it hit me. Come on, man. Not really addressing any man in particular, but just come on, man. In before I die to something completely trivial. Like, it's gonna happen. Happen sometime. Maybe this time I'll perish. You know, because not giving you any means of restoring your health whatsoever equals a totally fair and balanced challenge. Like, that's something that I feel less certain about bitching about. Like, is it unreasonable for me to complain at the lack of health restoratives? Because, like, it's supposed to be hard. There's supposed to be an element of challenge. And not letting you restore your health, I think, is part of that. But I feel like saying you cannot restore your health at any point. Oh, God, look at all those Mafia. I feel like saying you can't restore your health at all is kind of overdoing it. Now, are you coming over here, or are you just sort of in a general bubble? You gonna descend or what? There we go. Depth perception! Okay, so here's the thing. I'm getting bored of this, and the fact that no one else is here is kind of making it even harder to tolerate. So, if you're listening to this, it's your fault for not being here and now. But yeah, I'm actually gonna call time on that, because that's just stopped being fun. Like, it feels like maybe I'm just too frazzled after having done the mission that I was just doing. You know, maybe it's because I'm burnt out on that. Obviously, a lack of co-commentator and a lack of anyone in the chat, whether that's, like, actually people in the chat or not, you know, whether that's Twitch being balked or it's legitimately just no one bothered to turn up to the stream, that's, having no one here for moral support makes it harder to keep up. But I feel as though that mission is unnecessarily punishing in that the objective has fuck all to do with survive with 0 health, so it feels unreasonable that it doesn't give you any way of restoring it. And the whole idea of, oh, peace and tranquility probably gives you health that restores over time, or something like that, I'm not sure. But the fact that it treats making a difficult mission more reasonable as a punishment, I'm not sure I care for that. So, y'all voting with your feet, or lack thereof in this case, and saying, oh, this stream isn't worth watching, so I'll call time on it now. These are 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Fuck all y'all. No, I jest. But I would rather like to come back to this next week, and I will keep doing this until I crack the game as a whole. But for the moment, I've stopped having fun, and that's a very good indicator that I should stop playing. So, for the time being at least, have been, will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons. Gonna just chill out, gonna go and have some chamomile tea, have a fantastic time, and just come back to this fresh face next week. Because, that's the thing. I go into this knowing it's gonna be hard. That's kind of the point. But I'm also doing this, for a sense of completion on my channel, and for the fun of it. If at any point it stops being fun, suddenly the question arises, why am I doing it? And if I don't have an answer for that, that's when the problems start coming up. So, that being the case, I'm just gonna quit out of the game, because I just sort of had it running in the background there. I think that's a good time for me to say that I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons. Once again, to reiterate, no one loves me, everyone hates me, might as well go and eat worms. And, yeah. This was a stream that nobody watched, and, goodbye. And good riddance, ? I don't know, we'll be back at it next week, and hopefully it'll go a bit better. Hopefully you'll join me then. For that.